discuss about DAX interview questions and their answers. How we can crack a DAX interview based on some important question. So, what we are going to do, we will discuss some few important questions and then you will understand how to prepare for DAX interview. First thing I want to tell you, I am not going to discuss here everything in detail. I am just going to cover few important questions which will help you to crack any DAX interview. And the first question will be, what is DAX? In most of the interviews, you will face same question, what is DAX? So DAX is a data analytics expression, is a library of functions and operators that can be combined to build calculation formula expression. So we can calculate in our given table or in some given data with the help of function and operators, and we can perform or we can extract the information which we really want to do. Second question, when we use DAX? When we use DAX? So the answer for this is DAX is used for three things: for creating columns, for creating table, and for creating measures. So these are three things: for new column, for new table, for new measure, we just use DAX. Next one question is, how would you rate yourself in DAX? It will be asked. It's an important question for interview perspective. So you have to prepare for this. How would you rate yourself in DAX? So I'm expressing my answer. I can rate myself 7 out of 10 in DAX function. I can't say I know every DAX function because DAX is a very vast field and it's not easy to remember all DAX functions at a time. But I know the basic how we can implement the DAX. So whenever it will require, I can check that from Google and implement that DAX in our Power BI report. My next question maybe for interview purpose, what DAX functions have you used in your previous project? So you have to prepare almost 10 to 12 or 15 uh, functions that you have used in your previous project. You have to Google through, you have to practice them because it's not theoretically. Maybe in virtual interview they will ask you to do some operation by sharing some data set. So I have used in my previous project some text functions which are replaced: round, calendar, all, calculate, calculate table, format, count, and count AX. Next question for interview purpose may be, what is the difference between sum and sumx functions in DAX? So what is the difference? We can say sum is an aggregate function and sum x is a sum of an expression. So what is the difference? Sum returns scalar value means single value. It works at column level. Expression not allowed. Like the syntax will be sum table column. But sumx returns scalar value single value. It will work at each row level. And the expression is allowed. An expression for sumx is sumx table expression. For example, sumx we can use for filtering by preferring here any condition like sumx. If table name is one, table name is like we say world, sumx world and comma if country is equal to in Southeast Asia. So like this we can uh, add expression in sumx function. So sumx for filtering and sum for sum the column. Now question number 5. What is the difference between max, max A and max X function? So what is the difference between these all three? Max. Max return the largest value in a column or between two scalar expression. And the syntax for max is max column or max expression 1, expression 2. So example 4, we can write it down max, like table name is EMP and salary is the column. So max employee salary or max 50/100. And we can say max work with number, text, date, but not with Boolean data type. It will work for column. So this is what about max function do. Now max say return the largest value in a column. It will work with number, date, Boolean or logical values, not with text data type. It will work for column level. And what are the syntax are max say column, or it may be max say if employee is the salary, max say employee is the table name, salary is the column, max say EMP salary. So this may be the syntax for max say. Max x function, what it does do? It returns the largest value in the result from evaluating expression for each row of a table. And what may be syntax? Syntax may be max x table expression like max x EMP salary. And it will work with number, text, date, but it won't work with Boolean data type. It will work for table level. We can declare with filter. Next question is, what is the difference between average A and average X? So till now whatever I am talking about, these all are DAX functions. So for some particular table or data set you have, you can practice all these. So what average function does, it will return the average of all the numbers in a column, and the syntax for is average column name. Column, the column that contains the numbers for which you want the average. It's a non-numeric values in the column and are handled as follows. Does not support logical value in text. Cells with the value 0 are included when a cell contains 0. It is added to the sum of numbers and the rows is counted among the number of rows used as divisor. So when a cell contains a blank, the row is not counted. Okay. Now what is average A? It returns the average of the values in a column and handles text and non-numeric values. And the syntax for this average A column name. It supports logical values like true if it is 1, false if it is 0, and text it considered as 0. For empty text, it will consider even 0. So values that contain non-numeric text count as 0. This is all about average A function. What does average X do? It calculates the average of a set of expression evaluated over a table. So whenever is a X function, for it basically use filtering on some particular condition in some particular table or column. So syntax for this is average X table expression. Name of a table over which the aggregation can be performed, and the expression in expression with a scalar result which will be evaluated for each row of the table in the first argument. So the average X function enables you to evaluate expression for each row of a table and then take the resulting set of values and calculate its arithmetic mean. So the function takes a table as its first argument and an expression as the second argument. In all other respects, average X follows the same rule as average. You cannot include non-numeric or non-null cells. So both the table and expression arguments are required here. So these are few questions between count A, count X, and count AX. So our next question is this. In Power BI DAX, what is the difference between all these four functions? So what count function is used? Count function used for calculate any kind of values which may be number or text excluding blank and boolean. So it doesn't work for blank or boolean data type. And the syntax is count within bracket column. It will return how much number of rows or whatever you want to count is there in particular column. Next one is count a. Count a function calculate any kind of values, number, text or boolean, excluding blanks. So it doesn't work for blanks, it doesn't count blanks values in column, and it works for number, text and boolean, all types of data types. And the syntax is count a within bracket column. Next one is count x. Counting function calculate any kind of filter values, numbers plus date or text string. It's some mistake, typing mistake, text string excluding blanks and boolean. So it doesn't work for boolean and it works for numbers, date and text string. And the expression for it count within bracket, count x within bracket table name and expression. As I already told you, x count x or anything x is work with some condition or some filtering. So this is expression for some if condition, where condition or whatever you want to filter out here. Next one is count ax. So count ax function is used for any kind of filter values, number, text, boolean, excluding blanks. And the syntax is same. Count ax, table and expression. Next one question is, what is the difference between group by and summarize function in Power BI DAX? So what is the difference between both? Group by used for extract data from table, whereas summarize used to extract data from table itself. Group by can't do implicit calculation. You need to add some other function with it. So summarize can do implicit calculation. Group by need help of any use current group function or any other function, but summarize don't need to use any helping function for calculation. So this is the difference between both. Next one question is, what are top and DAX function in Power BI DAX? So it returns the top and rows of a specified column, and the syntax is top and value like 10, table, order by expression which you want to use in order by expression, and similarly you can use order by expression multiple time, how much time you want to order by your table. So n value, the first parameter, will determine the number of rows that will be returned. 4, 8, 10, like top 8, top 7. For that type of calculation, we use this one syntax. A single scalar value will be returned from where the expression will be evaluated multiple rows. Table, this is table from where you would like to evaluate top n values. Order by expression, this may consist of any DAX expression, by which result of the expression will sort and evaluate each row of the table. And next one, order, it's optional. It will sort an expression by ascending or descending order where you really required. What is the all DAX function? Next question is this. It returned all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, ignoring any filters that might have been applied. This function removes the corresponding filters from the filter context just as remove filters does. And the syntax for this is all, table name or column name. Now we can specify multiple column name here. So table name or column name, the name of an existing table or column on which we want to apply the syntax. And next, column name, optional, repeatable should be. So a column in the same base table, the column can be specified in optional parameters only, where a column is used in the first arguments too. So if you are specifying here table, here we should specify column name. If we are specifying only column name here, it's no more required. So return values, table and entire table or a table with one or more columns will return values. What is the DAX all except function? So it's a filter function, as we can understand, all except. It returns all the rows in a data table except for those rows that are affected by the specified column filters. And the syntax for this is all except name of table, column name, and then again column name. So the name of an existing table or column. If we are specifying here table name, here should be column name. Column name, a column or a table whose filtering is to be returned when all except is used as a calculate modifier. The column table must be part of the expanded table specified in the first parameter, and return values may be a table, entire table, or a table with one or more columns. So example, calculate, count a, result, medal, all except, host, host, city. This type of syntax we can use in all except calculation. Now DAX all selected function. What is the DAX all selected function? It may be a question in interview. So it will return all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, ignoring any filter that might have been applied inside the query but keeping filters that come from outside. And the syntax is all selected name of table or column name. Then if we are using table name, column name will be here. It may be multiple column name. But if we are using column name here, it's not required. So it will return an entire table or a table with one or more column. I hope you understood how to write the syntax for all selected. Now what is the calculate function in Power BI? Next question is. So calculate function is a very powerful DAX function in Power BI. It is basically used to evaluate an expression in a context modified by filters. It returns a scalar quantity. And the syntax is calculate expression. It may be sum, filter, one filter, another filter, third one filter, and n number of filters we can use in calculate function. And if we want to calculate in East region sales, so what we need to write it down? We should write down calculate sum orders and within brackets sales within that region where region is equal to east or west or north or south. So here we want to calculate east region sale. So it should be calculate sum within bracket sum orders, then again bracket sales region and east. Our calculate table DAX function is a Power BI filter in DAX that evaluates a table expression in context modified by the given filter. It returns a table of values and the expression for this and syntax for this is given. Calculate table, expression, filter 1, filter 2 up to nth number. So for each region sales we can write it down sum of orders where sales region is east. Now what is calendar DAX function? So calendar is a DAX function that can be used to create a calendar table in Power BI based on the starting date and the ending date provided. We can write it down like calendar start date, end date, and it returns a table with one column of all dates between start date and end date. So if we are having a table where a 10 years data is there, like 1st January 2000 to 31st December 2000, 2001 to 2010, but we want the data of only 2005 and 6, then we can specify like this: calendar start date 1/1/2005, 31/12/2006. So we will write it down like this and it will return the data in the same date. Now what is the calendar auto DAX function? So what is this? It may be a question. Calendar auto is also a DAX function that can be used to create a calendar table in Power BI based on starting and ending date provided, but it will return automatically the value. So syntax for this is calendar auto fiscal year end month, and it will return a table with a single column named date containing a continuous set of dates. The range of dates is calculated automatically based on data in the model. So these are important questions for Power BI interview purpose. And if you practice for these functions and if you learn all these questions, definitely you can crack the interview based on Power BI text. Thank you for watching my video.